Hi, hello everyone. Good morning. So, we are the group 2 and I will be the first reporter of this group with my co-reporter Jocelyn Canoy. So, my topic is all about the rural development strategies and policies. Rural development is a vital in achieving economic growth, reducing poverty, and ensuring social equity. Effective strategies and policy for rural development focus on improving agriculture, sustainable and infrastructure to enhance the equality of life in rural communities. These efforts are crucial in fostering long term economic progress and environmental conservation. So, we have here agricultural practices and their impact on sustainability. So, agriculture is the backbone of rural economies, providing livelihoods, food security, and resources for industrial development. So this is very important for us, the agriculture. So, dito nanggagaling yung mga food natin, yung kinakain natin. However, agricultural practices must be sustainable to ensure the future generations can continue to benefit from farming without degrading the environment. So, number one here is traditional versus modern agricultural practices. So, first, traditional agricultural methods involve age old techniques such as subsistence rather farming, crop rotation, and manual labor. So while these practices are deeply rooted in rural communities, they often have limitation in terms of efficiency and productivity. So while conversely, modern agriculture integrates technological advancements such as mechanization, hybrid fertilization, and data farming techniques. So while modern farming improves yields, it also possesses environmental risk of if not managed sustainable rather. So number two sustainable agriculture practices. So this is sustainable agriculture ensures that farming activities meet present food and economic needs without compromising future generations. So there are key sustainable okay so there are keys and sustainable practices includes the organic farming. So reducing the use of synthetic chemicals and pesticides to promote biodiversity and soil health. So instead Instead, it focuses on natural practices such as crop rotations, composting, and biological pest control that maintain soil health and promote biodiversity. The goal is to produce healthy food while maintaining ecological balance and preserving natural resources. The next one is the crop rotation and diversification. So look at the pictures here. So this is the rotating crops. The cycles breaking the life cycles of pest and reducing the availability of suitable host. So crop rotation involves growing different crops in a specific sequence on same piece of land over several seasons. So this practice helps prevent soil depletions, reduces the buildup of pests and diseases, and improves nutrient cycling. So while diversification refers to the growing various crops of incorporating livestock into farming system. So it reduces financial risk, enhances biodiversity, and can be lead to better overall resilience to climate change and market fluctuations. So next is agroforestry. So this is integrating trees with crops to maintain biodiversity, improve soil structure, and enhance carbon sequestration. So it combines the benefits to forestry and agriculture, enhancing biodiversity, improving soil fertility, and providing additional sources of income such as the timber, fruit, or nuts. Agroforestry helps with water management, reduces erosion, and supports climate resilience by storing carbon and promoting sustainable land use. This approach aims to create more diverse, productive, and environmentally friendly farming system. So next is composting and natural fertilization. So sa bahay, lagi itong ginagawa ng mama ko. So composting involves breaking down organic materials like food crops and plants matter and nutrient-rich compost. So this process enriches the soil and improves its structure. So look at the picture. It helps retain a moisture, reducing the needs for synthetic fertilizations. So, in Bisaya pa, kanabitang yung kanang yamukmok sa imong sinilhig. So, ilagay mo siya sa mga growing seeds, mga plants, makatambok daw na siya sa plants. So, yan ang ginagawa ng nanay ko. And then natural fertilizations was organic materials such as manure, cover crops, um, and mulch. So, mao na to siya. Katong mga sinilhig, it means mulch. Mulch. Katong mga sinilhig, yamukmuk. So, yung mga maliliit na mga dumi doon, ilalagay natin sa plant. So, maka-fertilize daw to, maka-fertilize, makatambok siya sa plants. So, yun ang ginagawa ng nanay ko. These natural methods are environmental friendly, enhance soil biodiversity, and reduce pollution compared to chemical fertilizers. So, may iba din no yung mga um kana bang totoo, 'di ba? Yung mga urine nila, nilalagay nila sa mga plants. Pero hinahaluan talaga nila ng tubig. Hindi naman yung pure urine nila yung nilalagay. Tsaka marami akong nakakita na yung plants tumataba dahil lang sa urine. So next is Con- conservation tillage. This is reducing soil disturbance through minimum tillage practices to prevent erosion and maintain soil erosion. So, sa ibang country or sa ibang place sa Philippines, siguro meron silang ganito. So, ito siya. So, sa amin wala ito. So, mano-mano yung ginagawa ng mga farmer namin doon. Um, So, this method involves leaving crop residues such as stalks and leaves on the soil surface after harvest. It helps improve soil structure, reduce erosion, certain moisture, and enhance soil fertility. By reducing the need for tilling, conservation tillage also lowers energy cost and promotes better carbon sequestrations, making it more sustainable farming approach. So, number three, the impact of agricultural practices and sustainability. So, the agricultural sector directly affects sustainability in a various ways. So, number one is a soil health. So, soil health Overuse of chemical fertilizers depletes soil nutrients, whereas organic regenerative farming maintain long-term of soil fertility. So chemical, yung chemical fertilizers, nakakasira siya sa soil. Yung super na talaga yung nilagay. Organic, much better yung mga organic na farming maintain long-term soil fertility. So pag mataba yung soil, so madali talagang tataba at mag-grow yung plants natin. Saka yung bunga, ano siya, madali lang din at marami. So next is water conservation. So conservation, uh, excessive irrigation and poor water management lead to water uh, scarcity. Sustainable method like drip irrigation help conserve water resources. So next is climate change mitigation. So this is climate change mitigation. Mitigation, it means this is involves reducing or preventing the emission of greenhouse gases or GHGs and enhancing effort to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So this is unsustainable agriculture contributes to deforestation and greenhouse gas emissions. Climate smart climate smart practices such as uh, reforestation and carbon sequestration reduce environmental impact. So the last one is economic and social impact. This is a sustainable farming ensures long-term profitability for farmers, improve rural employment opportunities and promotes food security. So pag yung mga food natin from farm na nawala talagang masyadong chemical, yun talaga ang nakapagbigay ng good health sa mga tao. Pero yung sobrang ano na talaga, sobrang chemical fertilizers yung mga nilalagay nila, yun talaga ang nakakasira sa atin. So by implementing policies that encourage sustainable agriculture, government can create an agriculture system that is both productive and environmental responsive. Pero iba na ngayon, yung mga ginagamit talaga ng farmer with ano na talaga, with chemical fertilization. Yun ang mga ginagamit nila. So, next is before that, so these are the references. So, marami itong references dito. Isa lang yung nilagay ko. At saka pwede nyong i-click itong link na to para makita nyo. At saka sa Google Scholar. So, doon ko kinuha yung topic ko. So, as summarize lang po. So, for more details, i-click nyo po ito. Makikita nyo po yung isang website doon na nag-aaral about agriculture. It was from China. So, maganda yung explanation nila doon. So, next, yung pag-elaborate nila doon kompleto. So, rural infrastructure development. So, I will be the first reporter of this topic again. So, pinaghatian namin to ni Ma'am Jocelyn Canoy. So, infrastructure is a crucial factor in rural development, directly influencing organic growth, social services, and quality of life. So, well-developed rural infrastructure enhances connectivity, improves access to essential services, and fosters economic opportunities. So number one here, we have the key areas of rural infrastructure development. So number one, transportation and road networks. Reliable Roads and transportation system improve access to markets, healthcare, and education. So first is second, water supply and sanitation. So access to clean water and sanitation facilities is fundamental for public health. Proper water management system prevent diseases and ensure sustainable water resources. Next is the electricity and renewable energy. So rural electrification, particularly through renewable energy resources like solar and wind power, enhance economic productivity and quality of life. So, ito na yung uso ngayon yung mga, 'di ba, yung meron tayong mga ano na din, solar light. Solar light, um, yung ano talaga natin is, so by using solar lights again, we can save electricity by using that renewable energy. So next, telecommunications and internet connectivity. So digital infrastructure, including broadband access, enables rural communities to participate e-commerce, online education, and telemedicine services. So ito yung, for example nito, ito yung material natin, online class. So ito na yung internet connectivity telecommunications. So very big help po to sa atin. And then lahat po ng mga news, advanced news na na late po makarating sa TV, o 'di ba? Merong mga news na hindi talaga agad na na ano sa TV, nabibigay na ipalabas. So, titingnan na lang natin sa cellphone or any social media. So next is education and healthcare facilities. So look at these pictures. Investment in schools and healthcare centers improve literacy rates and health conditions, leading to overall rural development. So, um, so we have two here. The education facilities include, okay, so the education facilities include, education facilities includes schools, colleges, and university providing learning opportunities and fostering personal and professional growth for individuals of all ages. These institutions are key to build knowledge, skills, and social progress. So, next is the healthcare facilities. While the healthcare facilities include the hospitals, the clinic, and other medical centers that offers essential health services from routine checkups to emergency care. They ensure public health, provide a medical treatment, and promote well-being. So the continuation of this report, I will I will give to the next floor to my co-reporter, Miss Jocelyn Canoy. This so I'll stop here. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So next, Miss Jocelyn Canoy.